A very good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us this morning for this Brand USA webinar. Uh, I'd like to introduce this webinar to you right now. This is a part of a series being done by Brand USA, which is a six-part series called Chalo USA. This is the part one of the series of the Chalo USA series of webinars. In this one, we will be focusing on USA city breaks, and the focus specifically here is on food, drinks, and entertainment. While we will have the Brand USA a very brief presentation, the main cities that we are covering here today are Washington DC, the capital, Nashville, and Beverly Hills. So before I introduce you to our presenters, and one of them has even joined us from the US at this time of the night, I just have a few housekeeping notes, just in case you all have any problems during the webinar. Please note that all the attendees should be on mute mode and the webcam is turned off by default. If any technical glitch, your webcam is turned on, please turn off the same immediately and log out of the system, and you can restart your browser. For those of you who are attending this webinar using their mobile phones, please use the same in the landscape mode for a better viewing experience. If you experience any issue like mixing of the audio or lag, please check your internet connection and refresh the browser. Most problems get resolved by simply refreshing your page or browser. If the issue still persists, try logging out of the system and restarting your browser. If you are experiencing low internet speed, when any video is played, you might get a pop-up saying click for audio. Please click there and go on. In any case, if you have any queries during the presentation, please type your queries in the Q&A tab, which you see on your screen. It's on the top right-hand corner of your screen inside the webinar control panel. This control panel can be minimized or maximized. We will have a Q&A session where we will try to address all your queries. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our presenters for today. Our first presenter will be Ms. Bhavika Zarzariwala, Director, Travel Trade India for Brand USA. Bhavika, I'd like to pass this on to you now to please introduce all our speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheldon. Good morning and a big warm welcome on behalf of Brand USA and our partners. We really hope you and your families are safe and healthy and send you our best wishes. I'm Bhavika based in Mumbai, and joining me today are Letizia Sirtori, Director Tourism Sales at Destination DC. She's looking beautiful in that orange kurta and joining us post 1:30 a.m. her local time. We also have Laurel Bennett, who sent a special recording from Nashville Convention and Visitors Corp, along with Christina Colney, who everyone knows in market. She's going to represent Beverly Hills today. So big hi from all of us, and we hope you enjoy today's session. Choose Chicago is unable to join us today and will present at a later date. Like Sheldon mentioned, this is the first part of a 6-theme webinars that will continue once a month till September. The idea behind the Chalo USA program is to provide you and equip you with the latest information and updates on tourism offerings across the USA, and also giving our US partners an opportunity to interact directly with you. In the future, FIT travelers will look at staying in one location for a longer duration. Today's webinar will enhance your knowledge on how to extend the current 1, 2, or 3-night city break itineraries to week-long experiential FIT holidays, as our speakers will share all the information needed. Here's a quick look at today's webinar. We'll begin with updates from Brand USA, followed by presentations from Washington, DC, Nashville, and Beverly Hills. The session will end with a Q&A. Our Travel Trade website is a one-stop shop for all Travel Trade members who have existing USA products or those who would like to add US products to their offerings. We also have ready-to-use insider guides, free images, as well as free videos which complement the products. So this is a really great tool for product development and gaining destination knowledge. We also have a special link to the travel guidelines in the US on our Travel Trade website. We've put together a list of web links to guide you and your clients traveling to the USA in the future when the time is right. It lists down all the US cities as well as states with a link to the Department of Public Health where you can access all the latest travel guidelines. It also provides official links to most hotel chains and airlines for policy updates. All travelers planning to visit the US should consult the official state and local government resources listed here, as you already know that each state and each city has its own set of guidelines. We will be sharing all resource links and the webinar recording via email post the presentation, so sit back and enjoy today's webinar. Here's a quick look at the COVID-19 guidelines for visiting the USA, starting with the mandatory testing requirement. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention requires all air passengers to present a negative COVID test result before entering the US. Air passengers must get a viral test within 3 days before their flight departs from India to the US and provide written documentation of their lab test, without which the airlines will not allow boarding. The US also has a mandatory mask requirement similar to India and most public places. There's also a mandatory quarantine requirement laid down by the CDC in certain states. We will be sharing the links to these resources with you, which also have passenger FAQs as well as an interactive travel planner to get information for traveling to various cities and states across the US. Moving to a free e-learning program, the USA Discovery program is very effective and most of you are already using it. We really encourage you to log in and take up the new badges launched to enhance your knowledge about special experiences like self-drive, holidays in the US, visiting national parks, winter holidays, and more, or choose to become an expert for any city or state of your choice. The functionality of this program also allows you to download the completed badge, which can be posted on your itinerary for your clients to know that you're an expert in a particular city or state. It can also be uploaded on your website and used on your email signature. Currently, we are running the Plus One contest this week. All you need to do is complete an assigned badge, which is the Tampa Bay, Florida badge, along with any one badge of your choice by tomorrow, and we will announce the winners on Friday. You stand a chance to win Amazon gift cards. So we hope you do log in and take up this challenge. Go USA TV, here's a recap of it. It's a free OTT platform powered by Brand USA and it's free to use. There are new shows added every month, and this is a great travel inspiration tool. You can download the Go USA TV app on your mobile device for iOS as well as Android. You can also install the channel on your Amazon Fire TV stick or cast it through Google Chromecast. Just a quick update on the new flights launched between India and the United States announced under the Air Bubble Agreement. Till the time we don't have an indication of when commercial flights will resume, these cities will act as gateways from India to the USA and onward to other destinations via the airline's domestic US network. As you all may know, Hyderabad and Bangalore are the newest cities in India to have direct connectivity to the US. And Seattle is the newest city in the US to get a direct flight from Bangalore. American Airlines has also recently announced their second route to India between JFK, New York, and Delhi starting 31st October. We look forward to these new direct flights between India and the USA with added options to travel when possible. Here is a look at the USA map. We are a large country with 50 states and divided into 6 different regions with 6 different time zones. I've marked out the destinations that are going to be presented today on the map for your reference. So we'll be beginning with Washington, D.C., located on the East Coast, which is directly connected by Air India, followed by Nashville, Tennessee, and in the Southeast region, moving on to West Coast, California with Beverly Hills. Without further ado, I'm pleased to present our first presenter for the day, Letizia Sirtori. She serves as the Director of Tourism at Destination DC, which is the official convention and tourism corporation for Washington, DC. She has been associated with Destination DC since 2007, focusing on developing overseas markets. She currently sits on the board of the International Inbound Travel Association. Originally from Milan in Italy, she has been living in the USA since 2005 and is fluent in 6 foreign languages. When she is not busy marketing the city, she is a full time mom and loves to take care of her flowers and plants. Thank you so much for joining us so late in the night, Letizia. We're really excited to have you live with us today. Over to Letizia.
And thank you so much, Pavika. And good morning, everybody. It's very exciting. India was actually my last business trip before, we all had to stay in our homes. So I'm very happy to be here today. But today I will take you through a very quick inspirational itinerary to discover some parts of DC and some things that you might not know. So this is me. I would like to start with a quick video to refresh your memories if you've been here before or introduce you to our beautiful city.
Washington, D.C. is not known enough for how beautiful it is.
This is the perfect space to be in, and it is on and popping.
The real DC is heart and passion, and that's what you can connect with.
You have a very diverse community.
One of the greenest cities in the country and in the world.
Something that other places just don't have. There's all this culture to discover for ourselves, so let's dig in.
Let's start. Just a quick, some key points for DC that are good to know. DC is located between the state of Virginia and the state of Maryland, making it part of the capital region USA. We also have 3 major airports that feed into Washington, DC. The key one for you, where we have the nonstop from Delhi, is IAD, Dallas International. We also have DCA, National Reagan Airport, and BWI. And today, this is a quick the itinerary for today, but let's start with hotel check-in. So here is a quick map to show you where the hotels that I'm talking about are located. From the top part on the left, the Hotel Zena is one of the newest hotels in DC. It's part of Viceroy, and they define themselves as a new cultural hub for DC. With they have an art collection that is titled Her, and it's all about women. And then we have following the Generator. The Generator is another new hotel. It's a European brand. It's more boutique, and they do offer both private but also shared rooms. So if you do student groups or young adult groups, this might be a good option. Then on the bottom left, Eaton DC is a great concept because it's not just a hotel, it's also a community center. It's an incubator, so people can go there and work and rent space to work. They have a radio. They are very active in terms of art and culture and support our community. And then ending with W Washington, D.C. This is a beautiful hotel located on the National Mall. You have greatest view, and they just finished a full-blown renovations of rooms and spaces. Let's get into our itinerary. And our first stop is a highlights tour, and we're doing it on a Segway. So put your helmets on and grab your water, and let's go. And this is where we're going. And this is David, your host.
Hi, my name is David with Unlimited Biking, and today we're going on our Sights by Segway tour. First, let's get started with a little training. We've taught thousands of people from all around the world how to ride a Segway. We take the time to teach each rider one-on-one to make sure everyone is comfortable and confident. All right, now that we finished with training, it's time to take a tour of Washington, D.C. Let's roll. Here we are at the Capitol building. At the top of the Capitol Dome, it's a statue to Lady Freedom, the tallest statue in Washington, D.C. Standing at 19.5 feet, Lady Freedom will always be the tallest statue because in the nation's capital, nothing sets higher than freedom. This is the White House, where the president and first family live. The White House boasts 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, 5 kitchens, and 1 bowling alley. Here we are at the Lincoln Memorial, a memorial to the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. The President himself is seated just inside. Why don't you go take a look? I'll watch the segways. Here we are, back at the shop. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you'd like to book your own adventure, go to unlimitedbiking.com.
And thank you, David. And our third stop is about lunch because after all that segue, I worked up an appetite. So today we're meeting Mary, which is the owner of Blue Fern Travel. Blue Fern Travel is a food tour company based in DC. And Mary will take you to 5 women-owned food businesses that you need to know when you're traveling next time to Washington, DC. And this is where they're located. And here's Mary.
Hi guys, it's Mary with Blue Fern Travel. In honor of Women's History Month, we decided to do a roundup of women-owned food businesses in DC that you need to know. So stick around for our 5 women-owned food businesses in the district that you need to know. After working under Chef Jose Andres, Daniela Sr. called up her old friend Mario Monti with a restaurant concept to share their Latin American heritage, and Colada Shop was born. Their restaurants give guests the feeling they're on vacation, even if it's just for a moment. The namesake is the colada drink, a Cuban tradition. When you order a colada, you're committing to slowing down, enjoying your coffee slowly, and sharing it with friends. Bettina Stern and Suzanne Simone are the fierce ladies behind Chaya Tacos. With a curated menu meant to fuel your body without limiting flavor, Chaya Tacos focuses on sustainability with their plant-based offerings that will make you feel good by eating well. Jocelyn Lyon and Simone Jacobson are the mother-daughter dream team behind Thami. They're committed to bringing the delicious, vibrant flavors of Burmese cuisine to the people of DC. Their Ono Konsui is our new favorite comfort food. Full of rich flavors, this dish is perfect any day of the week. Toyin Ali created Puddin' to elevate comfort food for all. She chose the name Puddin' after her signature brown butter bourbon bread pudding. She also uses locally sourced catfish from the Chesapeake Bay to create dishes to help the local economy and ecosystem. Longtime friends Pia Carasone and Rachel Gardner left their government positions and opened Republic Restoratives in 2016 as a way to pave the way for women in the drink industry and pay tribute to the city they loved. Their Purpose Rye is a staple on our bar cart. And if you're looking for a gift for an amazing feminist in your life, they have a limited edition I'm Speaking Purpose Rye bottles engraved by Sam Testa of Painted Palettes in honor of our own Madam Vice President. We hope you enjoyed our roundup. For more information, subscribe below or visit our website at blueferntravel.com. Cheers!
And thank you, Mary. And DC, you must know, we are one of the 4 US cities with a Michelin guide, and the newest guide is coming up. And we now have 23 Michelin star restaurants in the city. There are also some DC specialties in this picture. There is one hot dog that is called hot smoke, but there is also Ethiopian food, which DC has the largest population of Ethiopians outside of Ethiopia, and that's why it's a great place to try this cuisine if you haven't. And moving along, now that we have our stomachs full, we're moving into our next adventure, which I'm taking you to the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts. And the Reach, which is their new expansion project, is a cultural campus and cultural art incubator. This is where the Kennedy Center is, near the river. And these are some photos. You see the whole campus right there. Amazing to see the sunset. The Kennedy Center is reopening for some live show next month. And they also have 2 restaurants. One is fine dining, is up on the terrace, and then there is a cafeteria as well. But here, why you need to visit the Reach. And so after all these cultural activities, it's now mid-afternoon, and we're ready to go and discover our one of our newest neighborhood in DC, that's called Ivy City. It's also been named DC's liquor cabinet because in this area, in the past few years, an array of local distilleries have set place, and so it's considered a little bit the ground zero for the DC spirits industry. And here's a video from some of those distilleries to tell you the story of how everything was born.
DC wasn't known for this craft culture, but it's really exploded in the city in all areas, and so much of it is happening right here in this neighborhood, Ivy City.
And having your hands on every part of that process to create something and to showcase DC is a kind of a magical thing. A big part of who we are is to create spirits that are locally made and that are a part of the city.
There's a great history going back to the colonial days, and we're really proud to be here, continuing that tradition, bringing it back to DC.
There is now a sense that DC has its own spirits, and that's something we're really proud to bring to the city.
This is the latest gin that we've been working on.
Here in Ivy City, we're definitely a community. It's been one distillery after another that's opened over a couple of years.
When we opened, Ivy City was changing, and there's more and more things in the neighborhood. And like as more and more places open, you get more and more foot traffic. And it's really exciting.
We came to Ivy City to be near other people who are doing what we were doing, because people come for a day, they come for an afternoon, they want to walk around.
It's been referred to as DC's liquor cabinet because there are so many makers in the Ivy City neighborhood.
It's been a great community, and we hope to build on that.
I mean, the real DC, I think, is heart and passion. It's people, and that's what you can connect with in Ivy City.
There's so much more happening in DC, and we're just one piece of it. I just love to be able to share that. This was the first whiskey released in DC since Prohibition.
The Ivy City neighborhood tells you a lot about the city, and it's something that you're going to connect with and remember DC for in a different kind of way.
And I promise to take you there next time you come here when we'll be able to travel again. And finally, I want to take you on a dinner cruise. The Potomac River is our main river in DC. We have two. And a dinner cruise is a beautiful way to see the city and all the monuments light up. And this is done through city cruises. You might have known them through Hornblower. They just changed their name and brand. And so here's where you depart from the southwest side of the city. And here's a sneak peek of the experience that you and your clients can have. And the cruises reopen at the end of March, and they will start full time at the end of May with the Memorial Day weekend. And to end this presentation, I want to leave you with a music break today. You might not know that DC has a great jazz festival. This year, the Jazz Festival will be hybrid in September. Usually the Jazz Festival happens in June, but this year will be in September. So you can also watch it live virtually, but there is going to be some live events. And the music that is at the heart of DC, it's called go-go. And instead of me trying to explain to you what go-go is, I have a quick 30 seconds video to show you and make you listen to what go-go is.
Coming from the 70s, go-go is a mixture of funk and Latin American percussion.
Go-go was our indigenous music and pretty much had the heart of any kid who grew up in DC. You got Godfather Go-Go Chuck Brown, you got Rare Essence, Trouble Funk.
It's a thing that's really hard to describe to someone. So it's a thing you just have to experience.
Having this live visual experience with the band, it's like only in DC.
And while our tour today is finished, and this is where we've been pretty much all over the city, I want to remind you of a couple of programs that we have. I know today's been real quick, but we have a Special Agent Academy that we host and we produce in-house. So if you haven't registered yet, you can use this link to register and take the modules and really learn and go deeper into the knowledge of Washington, D.C. We also have some virtual engagement activations. This is called Learning on Locations, and it's been focused for educational purposes. So if you handle student groups and work with schools, this could be like a great resource for you to go and check out. We just launched a third episode around Earth Day and Everything Green in Washington, D.C. with inspiration for new itineraries. We also have virtual itineraries that you can download, and you can also apply to then future in-person itineraries. So a lot of inspirations for you. And then last but not least, and very important, this link, please take a photo, write it down. This is where you can find all the most updated information on openings, safety info, and helpful resources during this pandemic. So this is updated daily, and this is your best resource for when you're going to send clients to Washington, D.C. when the border will reopen. This is where you find all the most updated information. So these are our contact. We also have an office in India through Indiva Marketing. So Sabrina and Shital represent us very well. So if you have any questions, obviously they're on your part of the world, and it might be faster for them to get back to you, but you can also send me an email. Here's my information, and it's been a great pleasure to talk to you today. And just know that from our family in Washington, D.C., we send you all our thoughts and big hugs to everybody, to you, your family, your friends, and I hope to come back to India very soon.
Thank you so much, Letizia. I'm sure Letizia has given everyone who's attending today's webinar a very compelling reason to visit Washington, D.C. for the first time or revisit it again, because it's one of the cities which is constantly innovating and creating new avenues for entertainment. I'd also like to point out where the Q&A section is. There's a section for handouts where we've posted all of the links that are being displayed on today's presentation. So you can definitely find those links there, and we'll be also sending them in a follow-up email, which will be sent within 24 hours. Thank you once again, Letizia, for joining us today. That was a really, really refreshing presentation. Next, we have a presentation from Laurel Bennett, who is the Vice President of Tourism Sales at Nashville Convention and Visitors Corp. Nashville, which is Music City, is located in the state of Tennessee. Over to Laurel.
Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. I am Laurel Bennett, a VP of Tourism Sales for the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation. Thank you so much to Brand USA for this opportunity to present to the Indian market. We are so happy to be here today. And with that, I'll just point out that Nashville was on a roll with 9+ years of record-breaking double-digit growth and the fastest growing demand of any of the top 25 US markets before COVID-19 hit. And we are poised to rebound quickly when travel opens back up again. We are anxiously awaiting news that the British Airways nonstop flight service from London Heathrow will pick up again. And we were so pleased that India was such a strong market making that connection. So as you can see here, the press, 50 best places to travel in 20 and 21 by Travel and Leisure. And speaking of London, we've got some great accolades from the Telegraph and the Independent, just pointing out that Nashville is one of the best US destinations to visit in 2021 and beyond. And just a wonderful reason to rediscover America. So when you are ready to travel, Nashville is ready to welcome you back safely. Good to Go was an initiative created by the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation in cooperation with Vanderbilt Health and Ryman Hospitality Properties to help businesses implement health and safety guidelines. So in advance of your trip, you can check out visitmusiccity.com/good-to-go for a list of all of the businesses that are adhering to the stringent health and safety protocols. And because of this program, Nashville has been named a safe travels destination by the World Travel and Tourism Council, making it one of only 3 destinations in the United States to achieve this designation. So we're very proud of our work that we've done, and we are ready to welcome you back safely when you are ready to travel. So welcome to Music City. From our very beginnings, Nashville grew from a foundation built on music. Music has been the common thread connecting the life and soul of the city and its people, and visitors from all over the world have ventured here to experience the music that really weaves such a fundamental pattern in our cultural, business, and social fabric. Music of all genres is written, recorded, and performed in Nashville, and our iconic attractions and live music scene tell that story. So we're going to start with the Ryman Auditorium. The story of how Nashville became Music City started in this building. And today the Ryman celebrates 129 years as one of the most famous concert venues in America, where stars who could normally sell out arenas and stadiums, perform in this intimate 2,000-seat venue. The Ryman is truly hallowed ground. The history that's happened on this stage is just undeniable, and there is no better place in the city to experience all genres of live music. This is my favorite live music venue in Nashville. So be sure to check out their concert calendar when you're planning a trip to Nashville, and book a daytime tour to experience the soul of Nashville, a daytime tour when you are planning your trip. The Grand Ole Opry spent over 30 years at the Ryman Auditorium and is still staged live every week from the Grand Ole Opry House, about 10 miles outside of the downtown area. The Opry is America's longest running radio show and has been in continuous production for over 95 years, showcasing the past, present, and future of country music. And that includes through this past year with the quarantines and the shutdowns. The Opry still produced a show every Saturday night and live streamed that show to fans around the world. So you can experience history in the making as part of a live audience on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and they also offer backstage tours daily. So the modern day empire of Music Row is a collection of recording studios, record labels, entertainment offices, and other music-associated businesses in 16th and 17th Avenue South, about a mile from the heart of the downtown entertainment district. RCA Studio B, pictured here, is Nashville's legendary recording studio and is the birthplace of the Nashville sound. It was built in 1957, and more than 35,000 songs were brought to life by Studio B Magic, including more than 1,000 American hits, 40 million selling singles, and over 200 Elvis Presley recordings. Tours depart daily from the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, so it's a must-see when you're here in Nashville. And speaking of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, this is the world's largest museum dedicated to music. The Hall of Fame safeguards more than 2.5 million priceless artifacts, including countless recordings and photographs, numerous stage costumes, musical instruments, and more. The museum's permanent exhibit, Sing Me Back Home, carries the visitor on a journey of sights and sounds from country music's earliest folk roots through today, including treasured artifacts from your favorite artists, and concludes with the interactive Discover Your Country exhibit that will thrill fans of all ages. So Nashville has also been known as the songwriting capital of the world. Songwriters from all over the globe come to Music City to learn the art and share their passion for songwriting. The famous Bluebird Cafe showcases songwriters performing their original music in an intimate, in-the-round setting that was created here in Nashville and allows them to share their stories of the inspiration behind the songs that we all hear on the radio. So a few years ago, we created a film about one of the most important and unknown forces in music. It all begins with the song. The story of the Nashville songwriter tells their story in a way that it has never been told before and is now available to stream for free on Amazon Prime. So I encourage you to check that documentary out as you're planning a trip to Nashville. So live music can be seen and heard every day and night of the week in Nashville. The world-famous honky tonks, located on Broadway, offer free live music 365 days a year, and with more than 180 live music venues around town, ranging from large arenas and concert halls to small clubs, and featuring nearly every genre of music. It's easy to see why this is the city that music calls home. So music is our brand and what most people come to experience, but we truly have something for everyone in Nashville, including wonderful art and cultural institutions, historic sites, shopping, sports, and family fun. And while our visitors have been away, Music City has been creating. The National Museum of African American Music opened this winter and showcases the role African Americans have played in shaping and creating all genres of music. Historically, Tennessee was the center of the Great Migration when approximately 6 million African Americans left the South with their musical traditions in tow to relocate to large cities and other areas of the country. And with Nashville known as Music City, the museum will be the final jewel in the city's crown and will be preserving this really important history of America's soundtrack in a place where music is truly celebrated on a daily basis. So make sure to check that out. The museum is located in one of Nashville's most exciting new developments, 5th and Broadway, opened in the heart of downtown Nashville this spring. This complex offers an outstanding collection of shopping, dining, culture, and entertainment, truly in the heart of the city, and sets the backdrop for a neighborhood renaissance rooted in the thriving artistic culture of Nashville. So change the landscape entirely of downtown Nashville, as well as the experience that you can have when you come and visit us. 5,000 hotel rooms are new or under construction, and new hotels that have been added to Nashville's skyline include exciting brands like the Virgin Hotel, Grand Hyatt, anchoring the Nashville Yards project, the Joseph Luxury Collection, and the W Hotel. So Nashville has a hotel for every price point around the city. So wonderful new boutique properties, luxury hotels, along with some good affordable options for your visitors as well. And Nashville's food scene has continued to explode. 90 new restaurants have opened in 2020 and so far in 2021, following over 3 years in a row that exceeded 100 openings. So you can find many of these unique restaurants by visiting one of our many eclectic neighborhoods, where you will experience Nashville like a local. And Nashville is primarily known for hot chicken, barbecue, and traditional Southern meat and threes, but all these new restaurant developments include chef-driven restaurants that really push the boundaries of all the different tastes and flavors worldwide. I'm really putting Nashville on the map as an exciting culinary destination. So as you can see, we have been busy. We're creating more food, more music, more fashion. We have more hotels, attractions, restaurants, and are truly better than ever before. Creativity is the heart and soul of Music City, and there is never a shortage of inspiring things to do. So we are ready to welcome you back safely. So when you're ready, we invite you to come on back. Now I'm going to play this short video inviting you to Nashville. Thank you again to Brand USA for this opportunity.
Play on it like it's your biggest hit record.
Well, you've been away. We've been busy. Designing.
Oh, let me try that one on.
And writing.
And cooking.
And recording. Come on back. Whenever you're ready.
And creating.
Come on back.
And creating.
Any time of year.
And creating.
Come on back. With holding steady.
And creating.
Come on back.
And still hot.
We'll be right here.
So come on back to the one place that never gets old.
And always feels like new.
Come on back. Come on back.
Come on back. Come on back.
Come on back.
That was a great presentation on Nashville. Nashville is a really fun city to visit, and it's easily connected currently via Air India or United's flights to New York, Newark, or Washington, D.C., and then onward to Nashville, which is well connected domestically in the U.S. Moving on to our last destination for the day, we have Christina Colney representing Beverly Hills, California. I'm sure you'll have interacted or met Christina over the years. Christina is joining us from Delhi. Over to Christina.
Thank you so much, Bhavika, and good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope everybody is safe and healthy. And like Bhavika said, I'm going to present on behalf of Beverly Hills Conference and Visitors Bureau. And I'm sure everyone knows where Beverly Hills is. It is an independent city within the region of Los Angeles. So in terms of connectivity, the flight from India would be into LAX, and that's the airport that you would look at if you're looking at Beverly Hills as a destination. Now, a little bit on the Conference and Visitors Bureau. So I feel like a lot of people have already interacted with representatives from the Beverly Hills Conference and Visitors Bureau. It is actually the city's destination marketing organization, which has resources for visitors, members of the media, and the travel trade as well. And also media and travel trade professionals who are interested in experiencing the city of Beverly Hills through familiarization tours, meet and greets, or even meet with the mayor and do site visits and stuff like that, can also connect with the Bureau. And they can also connect meeting and event planners in the local community, and depending on what your requirement is. And it is the perfect place to begin exploring the many sites and experiences of Beverly Hills that the city has to offer. So do keep in mind that if you have any requirements in terms of even groups or FITs and things like that, you can always reach out to the City Bureau, which is the Beverly Hills Conference and Visitors Bureau. So the city of Beverly Hills is closely monitoring the current outbreak of COVID-19, and the city is also working to ensure the continued health and wellness of the visitors and the community, and has provided tips for practicing good hygiene and continued health. Indoor dining, outdoor dining, retail, and museums are all open in Beverly Hills at this point of time. And since I'm starting this presentation now, I want you guys to have a look at what's currently happening in Beverly Hills right now. So let's have a look at this next video.
What comes to mind for you when you think about Beverly Hills? For me, it's always been about our legendary service. For more than 100 years, this is where movie stars, power players, and people who accept nothing but the best come to play, shop, dine, and explore. In Beverly Hills, you know that everything we do is with the utmost of attention to detail and care. So welcome to our beautiful city, where your safety is our priority, and there is something to feel good about around every corner. Now, more than ever, you can rest assured that your experience here will continue to be one of the best in the world. We can't wait to see you.
Now more than ever before, our travelers take safety, security, and hygiene and sanitation very, very seriously.
We are enacting industry-leading standards and procedures to ensure the safety of our team members and our hotel guests. Some of those new protocols consist of a UV robot that enters the guest room after the housekeeper cleans, which zaps all bacteria and viruses from the room.
Portavia is celebrating its 26 years in Beverly Hills. Here at Portavia and all across Beverly Hills, we know what's at stake, and we've been taking it seriously. Health and hygiene have always been our priority, and today you'll see it in the forefront of everything that we do.
Welcome to Rodeo Drive. As one of the world's most exclusive luxury destinations, we're no strangers to going above and beyond for our visitors. We look forward to have you back on this beautiful street. I'm here to assure you that Rodeo Drive has taken every single precaution possible to make sure that the environment you're going to come and shop in is going to be absolutely 100% safe for you. We have taken decisive actions to ensure that shoppers feel safe and protected at all times. The internationally renowned hub for luxury, fashion, art, and culture is still here, as beautiful as ever, with very few visible changes to meet the changing times.
Hello from Beverly Hills. This is Mayor Lester Friedman. Since the beginning of the pandemic, the city has taken decisive action to slow the spread of COVID-19 and ensure the health and safety of our community. We quickly enacted a series of safety enhancements throughout the city, including no-touch crosswalks, social distancing decals along the streets, expanded outdoor dining options for our restaurants, and curbside pickup at many of our celebrated retail outlets. We remain committed to ensuring that face coverings are worn throughout the city to protect the health of our residents and visitors. One thing has not changed. There is always something to feel good about in Beverly Hills.
Hi, Christina, are you there? Okay, I think we lost her. So I'll just continue with the presentation. So moving on, Beverly Hills is all about location. It's located in the heart of Los Angeles, and the city of Beverly Hills is
Hello.
conveniently situated.
Sorry, Bhavika, I'm back.
Great, great. Over to you.
Yeah. So, location, and that's one big USP of Beverly Hills as a destination. And it is located in the heart of Los Angeles. The city of Beverly Hills is conveniently situated within 10 miles of the county's most popular locales, such as Hollywood, downtown Los Angeles, Universal Studios, and the Santa Monica Pier and Beach. And after sightseeing, travelers can easily return to the heaven of Beverly Hills, where even more excitement awaits. So, reinventing the country's luxury capital, and it's long known as a premier luxury destination, which we already know. Beverly Hills seeks to welcome a new generation of creative-minded, affluent travelers looking for destinations of opportunity and substance. So, walkable destination boasting beautiful weather year-round, Beverly Hills features a robust shopping and dining community. And in addition to walking past the famed stores on Rodeo Drive, the city offers expansive parks and green spaces that are ideal for enjoying a morning walk or yoga stretch, and all within a 5-mile radius. Now, Sweet Stays, with 16 hotels and more than 2,300 rooms in a variety of styles, price points, and options, the city offers an array of lodging experiences for families, couples, business travelers, multi-generation groups, and more. From legendary hotels with star-studded histories to contemporary concepts boasting hot design and deluxe modern amenities, there are numerous lodging options for groups and FITs of all sizes, basically. Here's a list of iconic hotels, new hotels, boutique hotels, and extended stay hotels. And also, one new initiative is that pets are welcome in the hotels. And beginning March, the city started catering to four-legged friends with various events and amenities for pets as well. Just some interesting stuff to know. It is also a top culinary destination, and the city represents a pinnacle of destination dining with an eclectic selection of restaurants, including some of the biggest culinary names in the world. Outdoor dining returned to the city on January 29th, and new restaurants opening in 2021 include Matu Steakhouse from the founders of Sugarfish, the Boulevard Privé pop-up at Beverly Wilshire, and Nusrat Steakhouse by Turkish chef Nusrat Gokce. And Beverly Hills has culinary options for everyone, from the best of the best to the casual for the family. There's something for everyone in Beverly Hills and all types of cuisine. The city continues to attract luxury brands with recent and upcoming developments, including Mayborn Hotel Group, Gucci, LVMH, Cheval Blanc, Chanel, and One Beverly Hills. And when it comes to exclusive experiences, it is the epicenter of luxury. And Beverly Hills is committed to delivering one-of-a-kind experiences for visitors and locals. And many retailers offer exclusive private spaces for its most elite guests, such as the Louis Vuitton VIP Room, Burberry Penthouse, Lala Lux, and more. When it comes to art and culture, Beverly Hills features an array of cultural sites from rotating outdoor art exhibits to the everlasting Greystone Mansion and Gardens. Travelers can watch a performance at the Wallace Annenberg Center for Performing Arts or stroll around perfectly manicured gardens and take in architectural focal points throughout the city. And whether your idea of a family vacation is filled with hands-on activities that let your youngsters play and explore, or days spending experiencing culture and history, Beverly Hills is the perfect family destination. So you can spend a day exploring the city, enjoying the family-friendly activities, and then you can slip into the hotel pool for some fun in the sun with the kids as well. So as I said, Beverly Hills is planning to be, it is very centrally located, and it is also planning to be the epicenter of upcoming major sporting events happening in Los Angeles, including the Super Bowl, which is happening in February 2022, the PGA US Open, which is happening in June of 2023, the FIFA World Cup, which is scheduled for 2026, and the Summer Olympics in 2028. And with this, I will leave you with a short video on Beverly Hills.
Thank you, Christina, for all the updates on Beverly Hills, which is a fantastic destination to visit through the year, and it has beautiful weather year round. That's the end of our destination presentation. Hope you got some new, refreshed insights into the destinations presented today. Feel free to post your questions in the Q&A box. We will do our best to answer all the questions posted. I'm going to take a few questions, starting with our first one from Shahid Iqbal, inquiring about when will the embassies and consulates accept the visa applications for the B1, B2. So Shayad, the best answer to that question right now is that you need to keep visiting the US Embassy website in Delhi. It's also under the handouts page. Currently, due to a lot of restrictions laid down by the local governments in India, there's limited appointment availability, and the consulates and embassies are unable to speculate on potential future availabilities. So stay tuned, keep looking at that page for more updates. It's really frequently updated. Our next question is, can we have Indian dinner on the Potomac cruise? Letizia.
Hi. So I'll need to double check. Pre-pandemic, they used to offer, like, you could have a catering option. So I will double check for you. If you could send me an email at letizia@washington.org, then I can connect you right back, and I can provide all that information back. So I can retype my email if needed. Let me answer to you. So you have my email. So if you can send me just an email with a note, I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. Well, your evening, so my morning.
Right. And that's fine. I think that's a great answer. And I'm sure if you have larger group sizes, the companies would be more than happy to, do the best that they can.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
and especially now where they're, private groups might be easier to handle because, you come as a group, so based on restrictions and such. But I will follow up with you.
Our next question is from Nilesh Malhotra, who asks, if someone is fully vaccinated, do they still require to take the COVID negative test to travel to the US? Yes, if you're traveling from India to the US, you will compulsorily need the COVID negative test in order to visit the US. So that still stands till we have any more updates in the future. Coming to Vivek Dev's questions, who has asked us, are there Indian restaurants in Nashville, Beverly Hills, and DC, etc.? Well, Vivek, the US has more Indian restaurants than you know. There's Indian restaurants located in every nook and corner of the country. And your best bet is to visit OpenTable or Yelp.com, where you can access all the lists of Indian restaurants available by location. You can type in a location and it will throw a list of Indian restaurants available. And OpenTable also allows you to book a table at a particular time and date for your clients too. So I hope I answered your question. And also in the Nashville video, I don't know if you noticed it, but there was an Indian chef featured along with a thali, like an Indian thali with everything in there. So there's definitely lots of Indian food available in all US destinations. We have a question from Sagar Mehta, who says, when can tourists in groups travel to the US and what are the protocols for group travel? Well, currently, till we have a further update from the US, we are unable to answer this question as the situation in India right now is pretty dynamic. But the protocols will remain the same with the negative COVID testing required, as well as following the mandatory quarantines, a laid down and mask requirement. So reiterating, anyone vaccinated with a shot or two shots or not vaccinated, everybody currently requires a negative report to travel to the US. Happy to take any more questions. And also please visit the handouts page. All you need to do is click on download. We have all the travel state websites for Washington, DC, Nashville, Beverly Hills, Brand USA, the US travel guidelines link. We have the US Embassy India visa update page put up there as well, along with the USA Discovery Program. All these links will also be shared with all of you in a follow-up email with the webinar recording. So don't worry, you'll have all the information needed. My email is up on the screen. In case you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. We'd also love to hear your feedback on today's session. So we'll be sending out a 1-minute survey link in our follow-up. We'd love to hear from you, so please do fill that in. That brings us to the end of today's presentation. A big thank you from all of us and our partners. You'll hear from us very soon on part 2 of the Chalo USA series, so stay tuned. Stay strong and stay safe, and we send lots of positive vibes and our best wishes to you. Thank you for joining us.